Good afternoon, guys. Good Sunday afternoon. I've just been rattling around the house, and one of the gals on Julie's Facebook page came up with this fabulous recipe, the simplest recipe, but I have a feeling it's gonna taste like a little bit of heaven. Little bit of heaven, 94.7. Any Los Angeles Indians in the group? If not, that was the call numbers for a local radio station. Never mind all that. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Dost thou have their water? I have 3 cups. I have this, my mini from Star, and my Yeti from Pam. And I literally have them all over the house, so like just now, I can never be caught without one. Brilliance. So this is called pumpkin fluff. And let me tell you what you're gonna need. You need a can of pumpkin, pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie. Make sure you check your label for pure pumpkin. Pumpkin pie spice. A half a cup of chilled Premier Protein vanilla. Now I say chilled because I've told you in the past that I'd love to make pudding with Premier Protein. Am I gonna have to voice over my own voice because my mouth won't work? My friend calls it need a speak, need a ease, need a something. Anyways, I don't know why, because I'm not a scientist and I will never pretend to be one, but things just come out way better if your Premier Protein is already refrigerated. There was a time or two that I had to grab the one that wasn't refrigerated, and it just didn't work out. Now this is the important part, because I had to reread the recipe a couple times. A large, I repeat, large box of sugar-free instant pudding, either butter vanilla. I'm using a combination of butterscotch and vanilla because, thank goodness, I for once read the directions. And it calls for 3.5 ounces of pudding mix. So I only have the small ones. So I got my trusty scale out and concocted something. It's all mostly... I just popped in here to say I'm editing this right now, and I'm still so mad. You'll see why in the end. Keep watching, but I'm so irritated. Carry on. Butterscotch, but it's got a little skosh of cheesecake in there because I ran out. You also need 8 ounces of whipped topping. Being the Dingleheimer that I am, I forgot to buy light. Get light. And I believe that is all we need. This just almost fell off my counter. Do you have any idea the devastation that would have washed over me had this fallen off my counter? Just thinking about it is like, holy smokes. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. British accent doing an American accent, okay? Okie doke. Now we're gonna put our pumpkin in there with our trusty spurtle, and you know, I'm still thinking about those silicone spurtles on QVC. I have to make a Christmas list, put them on there, and then buy them for myself. Alright, so you're going to put in your pumpkin, your mix, pudding, let me make sure this is correct, half a cup of Premier Protein, and 2 teaspoons, oh my goodness, Anita, chicky poo, I just got lucky. Look at that. So, well, There you go. Wouldn't that be a good container for something? Oh, yeah, it would. Okay. And let's see, did we put everything in? Anita, go over your list because, lady, you don't always get it right. Looks good, huh? Let's blend it up. Okay, I don't know if this is such a good idea, but I am going to go with my gut on this. It's very thick. I am just going to pour in a skosh more Premier Protein because I love my Premier Protein. So let's see what happens. I'm beginning to wonder if I've been set up. Because this is not working out. But it will. Gosh darn it, golly goopers. Geesh. I can't get it off of my blenders, but I always show you guys the truth that is my kitchen, and I went over the recipe again. It says use mixer. Okay, so I did, and yeah, what the Hades is going on here, people? You know, I truly appreciate you folks appreciating me for going through all this for you, because what in the bloody hell? All right, now the next the next direction, if you will, is to fold in the Cool Whip. So what are we gonna fold with? Can we say it together? Spurtle. All right, also when you do it, if you do it, because this might not work, this joke may be on me. Get like Cool Whip. I know, cut it, Anita, it would go faster. I married the only person in the whole wide world. Hold on, I'm gonna taste this to make sure it's not poisoned. Cool Whip is the best. 1 point. That's how it's done, people. So it says to fold in, gently fold in Cool Whip. Okay, gently, my beep, because there's nothing gentle about this recipe. So let's just see what happens. Oh, if Maria could see me now, she'd be like, Nita, no! Nita, what are you doing? No, step aside, let me do it. That, people, is why I don't know how to do anything. It's the God's honest truth. And she'll tell you. My mom would not let me or my sisters do anything because she would get frustrated and she'd say, step aside and let me handle it. That is why, okay, this might be working out. I'll show you in a second. I gotta finish my Maria story because my mom never let us load the dishwasher. I grew up in a house with a dishwasher. Do I know how to load dishwasher? Nope. I know how to load it Nita way. Do I know how? I don't know how to do anything because my mom did it all, and when she wasn't doing it, she had help. So while, and this is important, I want to put this out there, while I lived and had a blessed life and I wanted for nothing, and okay, this is working out, you guys. I lived in a nice house, and you know, my mom had outside help because she also worked, and when she wasn't working at her job, she was traveling with my dad. It did not behoove me in the end because since I wasn't doing chores, and I never did a chore a day in my life. I take that back. I did one day. My mom gave me a bottle of 409 and she told me to clean the bathroom counters. And I was about halfway through, and she came in and said, go ahead, you can say it. Step aside, Nita. I'll do it. That's why Nita doesn't know how to do anything. So, okay, you want to have a look at this? It's very whippy and very, it seems like it's going to work out. Isn't that cool? So, teach your children. I know most of my friends here at the Patty Whack Party are already, well, okay, let's apply it to our grandchildren. Make sure your grandkids are being taught how to do things, because I read a lot of scary stuff about the millennials and how they don't know how to do stuff because of technology. The same thing applies for everyday life, and it applied to mine. Okay, so funny. My mom used to make this one dish. She'd take chicken breasts and put it in a baking pan and then just smother it with mushroom soup. And when I was with my daughter's father, when we lived together, when we were ripe old ages of 19, that's all I ever made. Poor guy probably never ate chicken or mushroom soup again a day in his life. All right, now we're gonna chill this. Does it say for how long? Chill. Chill. I'm chill, baby. I'm chill. All right. See, now this is where I get in trouble because I need exact instructions. Chill for how long? I'll see you back in a few. Said 3.5 ounce package of instant pudding. I messaged the sweet lady, not messaged, on the thread. I asked her, is that correct? Because it seemed like a lot. But then I read it a couple times and I'm like, Anita, you're always second guessing things. That's why you screw up your food. And then I thought, I'm going to do it anyways. Well, she just replied. I asked her, said, I want to make sure I have this right. Is it 3.5 ounce of pudding mix? And she said, no, I used the small box, 1 ounce. However, just a wee bit more liquid. I don't see why you couldn't use the bigger size. That way, you could use the entire 11 ounce of Premier Protein. But the recipe says, okay, this is the type of stuff that makes me want to just throw in the towel and not ever try to do anything. Because if I can't believe what I'm reading, then, and you know what, to most of you guys who are comfortable in the kitchen, it's probably no big deal. You're like, what? What's she getting all worked up about? I mean, it only takes a brainiac. I'm not a brainiac when it comes to the kitchen, and now I'm just like frustrated and pissed off. I show you guys everything, and I'm not going to stop now. When I started the recipe, some of you guys were probably going, Nina, that's way too much pudding. But you know what? I was following the recipe because that's how I normally stay out of trouble. I took a screenshot of the recipe. I'm going to show you guys that it wasn't from not wearing my spectacles. I read it, reread it, asked Steve if I was reading it correctly. Indeed I was. So this is my advice to you. Make this recipe because it's killer delicious. I'm going to show you in a minute what I've got. I'm going to top it with some Cool Whip. Just use a small box of pudding and not a large one. And if you have 3 small boxes, don't condense them to make a large box like I did. I'm so annoyed. So hang on just a second. Just so we're clear, because we are all on the same pages and everything. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not naming names. But check your recipes before you put them online, peoples. Alright, so here we go. I put them in my pretty cups. And, you know, I started earlier to tell you guys how I married the only guy in the world who Make what I made. Enjoy it. Love it. It's so good. But I went on to say how it was good and I ate some and then I got a bellyache. Oh, I'm so irritated. And it's not going to be often that you guys see me irritated because I don't like putting that kind of negative vibe out there. I don't like watching negative. Make it like I did. Small box, no big box. Love you. See you mañana. Drink water.